Okay. Hi, everyone. Great to see you all today. And I'm just very happy to be back in Georgia and see all of you in person and meet some of you even for the first time here in person. Hello to everyone who's joining online. This is a little bit new for me to have the hybrid event. So I hope you can hear us well, and we're looking forward to hearing as well from those online. I can't believe that this project is already in its last year and is coming to the end. It's really been a great 4 years. I want to thank all of you for your hard work, and I'm really looking forward to hearing your presentations and all of the successes that you've achieved. I want to take a moment to thank our mentors that participated in this project, Camelia, Carmen, and Erica. We really appreciate all of their support, and it's just been a great year working with all of them. So let's take a moment maybe to give a round of applause to our mentors and to just recognize them. Great, I see them now. Unfortunately, due to the time difference, Erica could not join us, but I'm very happy to have Camelia and Carmen with us online today. I also just wanted to take a special moment to recognize Tina and her role in this project over the past 4 years. She has been our program coordinator here in Georgia. She's worked so hard to communicate with all of you, to lead our program here, represent SIPE in Georgia. And I just want to appreciate and recognize all of her great work over the years. So thank you as well, Tina. I'm really very much looking forward to hearing directly from you and all of the achievements that you have over this year and the past years of the project. Personally, I feel so proud to have been part of this program. It's even a little emotional for me that the program is ending and that I've seen really so much accomplishment over the last few years. And I've really just been so inspired by all of your associations and the work that you do, and especially this year, seeing you come together and really recognize that you're stronger together and that we really can achieve so much working together. So I'm looking forward to hearing your presentations. And with that, I'll turn it over to Tina.
Thank you, Lisa, very much. Mogisal Mebit, thank you very much for joining us today and for coming to rooms and testing and having tests conducted willingly. So thank you very much for that. And it's great to see you in person after like almost 2 years of the gap of not seeing you. It's really, really pleasant to see you here. And thank you. And I'd like also to thank our other association representatives who are online today with us. You made it and you are with us, and that's really, really good. So, and our wonderful mentors, Carmen, Camelia, and Erica, who is on a different coast, and she was just unable to make it on time. And thank you for your wonderful efforts and your push sometimes that was needed to our associations, and they can say it themselves too. So thank you for your support. And yeah, first of all, also Lisa, thank you very much for flying from the United States and for being with us on such an important event for us, because yeah, it's very, very important that at least our final event was able to be in person and to see you all in person. And it's also, I have this mixed feeling about today's event too, because it's happiness and sadness at the same time. We have started in 2017 to work on Strong Association, Strong Advocates project, and you have done so many big steps, and you have developed so much. And today we are so excited to see your progress, to hear about it. And I'm sure that we will hear more of success stories in the future. And I would like to use our Facebook group page, if you will be willing to, post news about yourself, like what have you done, how are you doing, to connect with each other again, not to lose the connection and network. So thank you very much again. And we can start with the presentations. So the first one was Natalia Baghdadze and Ano. Thank you for joining us. You are the first one with your presentation. So you can come stand here. Oh, I just I'm sorry, if you have not done the registration, I just forgot to mention that. If you could register yourself afterwards, and don't forget to grab your gift when you are leaving this place. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. მე რო ეს ვიცი ხო, მაგრამ არტისტებს გავიხოში მილე ჩამოვიწიო პირველად. Okay. Thank you for, I would say, first of all, the thank you to SAIP, because we joined the program several years ago, and we had the long path with our brilliant mentor, Carmen, who had with us, I would say, a very interesting period with lots of discussions and critical thinking and new ideas, and I would say really successful common path, because she managed that she show us also those gaps which we never would see because we were into the business. So she was kind of like the very passionate, I would say, the mentor who was always trying to explain to us what was the problem and why this or the other stuff was not working. So this is the final stage, and the stage is also where we were working with our partner association, traditional Georgian traditional craft association, heritage association. No, don't kill me. And yes, this was really interesting process for us, because we started to dig the problem deeper. We started with the education. Because even when Anno and our association, when we were doing the studies in the regions, so always we came to the one problem, and this was the education. So this was what we both have chose, how we can improve, or at least plan the long process of improving education in tourism and craft in the regions. So, Anno, maybe you can say 2 words.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry that I can't join you in person, but I had some cold, and even though I have been through COVID and I'm vaccinated, I felt it's not, and I had tests yesterday, but still I feel quite sick. So that's why I preferred to join you online. So yes, exactly. I would also like to join the thanks part, because it was a very interesting journey for our association, with Carmen as well, which is much more than a mentor. She's a great friend of our association, and we have been through many, these conversations and trainings and consultations. And I would say that this professional approach mixed with this, very friendly and supportive attention and communication is very important. And we'd like to thank Carmen and also the team, the great team of SAIP and Tina and Lisa, which were always very nice and friendly. And I think the whole team of the association executives which were involved in this project, we are great friends, and that was a great opportunity. For this project, I would say that last year we were working on our service packages, and this year the advocacy issues, which were always on the shelf for us because these were kind of like future goals. I think this was an important push for our association to think about, to start actually, and make first steps to start the advocacy process. And I think that's very important. And this kind of projects and this kind of professional support is really important. And yes, I agree that education is one of the main problems for our country, I would say. And the role of associations in linking the state bodies and businesses, and the role of linking and filling the gap in this education process is really important, I think, and that's why we decided to tackle this problem together with Natalia and Ecotourism Association, which is our long-term partner.
Not friend, huh?
Huh?
Not friend, a long-term partner only.
She doesn't remember the name.
Okay, good. Thank you, Anna.
Mhm.
So advocacy plan, it was to improve the qualification framework of tourism and traditional craft and connect them to the SMEs working in tourism and craft as well. So the major problem, what we saw, that was the, how I'd say, the continuous accessibility to the knowledge, also in the regions for particular services, not just like a hospitality course or something like that, just like particular services, how to develop their tourist business or how to develop their product, for example, to sell and adjust to the needs in the region. So we had the research phase and results and developed the policy paper and its communication. And we have also added value to this project because we clearly saw that this is the opportunity to develop these kind of short training courses and knowledge by the Ministry of Education. And it could be this, I mean, we could a little bit fill the gap also in terms of accessibility. And identification the gap between tourism and craft, orienting on vocational education, we did in several steps. So we pretty much assessed all tourism programs and craft programs available now. And we also more than less assessed and evaluated and analyzed also the project which was done in the regions on the vocational education level, and also problems what were faced there in the beginning and the end of the project and afterwards. So the major programs were the problem was the existing tourism and craft programs. They were too long, a little bit accessible, and there was also the teachers problem and materials problem. And also to switch everything at that period to into online and online accessibility, it was not so easy for the people who developed their own businesses in the villages. And they had very little knowledge of online platforms, and they had really little knowledge how to get the material from the internet. So we started with the research phase. We also asked all of our members who would like to join the project and evaluation project. So it was the, I would say we started it online, but we finished it with the phone. So that was also the one of the indicator that it is not so really easy for them to answer or to fill the questionnaires and then answer give the feedback only online. And also we researched all tourism, all vocational education schools in Georgia who had the programs in traditional craft development and tourism, and several, I would say the several professions in tourism. I also would like to mention that two programs which also we had the discussion with Nata, which is not available now, is the guiding program and tour operator program, and there is a great need of it still. I'm sure in the future, with cooperation with other tourism associations, we will start to work on that as well. And after a secondary and primary research, we had the several problems, as you see. So there is a policy problem. The policy problem, like the legislative background for the whole tourism and craft sector. which is right now in the stage of improvement. So we are working on the tourism law. The last version is from the 1997. So we have to improve it for sure. The second stage was the curriculums as well. The most of them are prepared by the local experts and the vet schools were not updated, I would say. Integration, so there is on the paper that it should be the integration of the local SMEs into teaching process, but still the cases of it is very, number of it is very low. And the teachers, lack of qualified teachers, and there is also a lack of teachers at all. So more than less, when, for example, tourist strategy identifies the lack of in the knowledge, mostly, for example, in Samtskhe Chavakhet, it was with local vet school. They did not have any kind of tourist programs because they didn't have the teachers for that. So, and main goals of the policy papers, that's more than less too much, but I would say in short that for us was important to find starting point, how we can improve the whole situation, and also with cooperation with TVET programs. Right now, the major goal is to adapt the tourist programs to the modern methodology of teaching and modern methodology of gaining the knowledge. So we focus pretty much on the short-term training programs, so which is very important for our association, and we started to prepare them. And for the craft associations, Anno, maybe you will say that in terms of the using the local craft masters into the education process.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the problems for our members was that as long as they have the experiences and the, which were like lifelong learning experience, they didn't have some degrees or certificates. So the ways to recognize their informal education experiences and how they could be better integrated into this that educational system was one of our main problems and goals, and this project helped us to just to have a better idea how this could be actually fulfilled and implemented.
Thank you, Anna. So this is the stakeholder groups where we started to communicate with them, and we had a number of the meetings. I would say it was especially in the end of the second part of the project, there was a pretty much problem to meet them like do the online workshop because nobody wanted. So we started to talk with them like personal as an online consultation. So the professional associations, not only our association, the other associations have huge capacity to start to make this kind of knowledge accessible on a short-term level. And in tourism, this is very important because we know what is the demand on the market and what kind of services is needed. So to develop the new programs, it is very important to have a tight cooperation with the Ministry of Education or the local GNTA and in our case is also National Forestry Agency and Agency of Protected Area and the Ministry of Culture. So this is also, very short practical competence-oriented training programs. This is for us, Georgian Ecotourism Association, and this is for the Traditional Craft Association. As I was talking about the added value, so we already started to develop the bird watching training course. which is actually also based on the online and practical part. And we are going to start to promote this project in further and to have this kind of training and knowledge by the Ministry of Education. So, and well, thank you. And before video, if you have any kind of questions, because we prepared short video for that, for the project. So if there are any questions. No, thank you.
May I add
Yes, please.
some words about short-term courses, because in our case, mostly the craftspeople who graduate the vet schools, they are self-employed. So the skills which you need to be self-employed, this is the missing part in this education system. So I think that this is an opportunity for our association to develop this, you know, business, basic business for crafts and the basics, which actually we have as a training, but we can develop this course and certify and license it in this vet education system. So we could develop another service and offer this to the vet education system. And I think that would be quite useful, because it will, on one hand, raise the status for our association, and on the other hand, will fill this gap where the craftspeople don't get this skills, how to be self-employed on the market.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. So may I ask to Vigil, please?
Yeah, so we can share this video with a voice, so you can also hear it. It's really beautiful. Thank you, Nada and Ano, for making this wonderful video and presentation. It was really interesting to hear about your successes and the steps forward you have made. So We do have some time. There's a Q&A section at the end of the presentation. So if you have any questions that come up to you later, to Nada or some other presenter, please, you are welcome to ask the questions. There's a special section for that. So if we have no more questions for this coalition, the second one is Nada from Georgian Tourism Association, together with Mamuka and Kote. Mamuka from Gudauri Association and Kote from Restaurateurs Association. So you're welcome to come here and present. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa, for your presentation. Liz, thank you very much, because we will be much here. That's where my presentation will be very short. So that's first of all, I want to thanks to SAP for the great job. That's because if not your organization, we not reach these results what we reached still today. It's important, this coalition, because as well I want to mention that without the cooperation we not reach as well these results what we have today. I want to do special thanks to Lizzie and all staff of SAIP, and especially our great mentor Camelia Bullet. She done very well job for us, and I want to thanks for this great job. So our coalition is collected with 3 organizations: Georgian Tourist Association, Gudauri Tourist Association, and Georgian Restaurant Association is involved. And we all are connected with the tourism, and our main role in the advocacy process was that everybody knows that COVID-19 affected first in tourism industry, and our main role as association was to support our organization, member organization, and give them more good opportunity for development and to solve this problem what they have still today. And we still are supporting them in all main issues what is affected by COVID-19. So what was the main solutions? Main issue was lack of updated information, regulation, and protocols in one places. We not have one platform where we can to find all this information related of the COVID-19 procedures and regulations. And because we decide to collect this coalition and discuss about the decisions and about the problem solutions. So solutions was today that we have the great opportunity to prepare the recommendation for Georgian National Tourist Administration, because from governmental side, our main partner is the Georgian National Tourism Administration and the Economy Ministry. And because that's this platform what will be created in the future, not is resulted for only tourism, but this will be a very good opportunity for all economy industry and for individual travelers and everybody who wants to come to Georgia and see all the possibility regarding the COVID-19 in one platform. So today our advocacy objective is improving the business environment through the creation of new platform and provision of recommendation. We divide on 2 parts of our objective to create the recommendation for Georgian National Platform and create the recommendation for food safety inspection. Yeah, and this is the 2 documents, and we want to share all this document in future our government, because the results of our advocacy and our coalition is that we have the one idea, and the government are listening to us, and they are sitting together with us and discussing about the solutions and about these challenges what was by COVID-19 for tourist sector. I want to mention that during this period our activity was several, that we organized 1 coordination meeting in Tbilisi, 1 small conference for stakeholder in Gudauri, and developed 2 questionnaire evaluate the private sector needs and to research process for international ski resorts, what kind of experience they have in European country and the other countries too, and was the made one desk research, and finally we have prepared a recommendation and one online for online platform and recommendation for food safety inspection. This is the photo documentation of our activities, several, and here we make one as well, one activity for our web page. We add the link of COVID-19 advisory link. This is very useful because everybody can to come and see what kind of regulation and protocol we have. But this is only for our website. We make a recommendation for the Georgian Georgian.travel this for this platform. And in this questionnaire, we make two types of research. First was in July when we ask our member what kind of the problem and challenges they have, and the second was in September when we ask what kind of results and what kind of the progress they need in future for this platform. Results was very useful because the private sector asked us not to make only the platform for only COVID-19, make a big platform where will be all information connected with the tourism, and this platform, if it will be the multifunctional digital ecosystem, it will be more useful for the businesses. And this is some research and the recommendation what was done this period, and it's important that this recommendation not is finished yet because we continue our work with GNTA, and after our meeting next weeks will be big meeting with them, and we continue this work. I want to mean that's because the Georgian version of recommendation will be more big document and more detailed. Regarding that's what we have accomplished. This is 3 recommendation pages. It's this recommendation for common online platform Georgia.travel, recommendation for operating of Georgia ski resorts, and recommendation for food safety inspection. And after this, I want to ask that it was great opportunity as well. I want to mention that's a great opportunity for all of 3 organizations because we all was sitting together and discussing how to solve this problem. And I want to do special thanks to give the Camelia Bullet as well again, and because she gave us great advices regarding this process in European country, and Mamuka made very good research for the international platforms, and Kote in this business is what he is operating today. Just now, I want to ask to Mamuka to continue his part, and after that, Scott, thanks again for attention, and please, Mamuka.
So in this project, our part, the Tourism Association, was to study the experience of European countries, beginning from the ski season, last ski season 2021, and then how the preparation for this coming season. So I would say that there was our research was on 2 parts. One we did, it was in May, I think, yeah, in May. But situation is changing rapidly because the season which was in 2021 and now is completely different. Because in 2021, some countries were open, ski resorts, some countries closed. We made this analysis of this, why they did it. Finally, everybody agreed officially and unofficially that the countries who stay open, for example, Switzerland, some Finland, Sweden, they were more right than the countries we are not open. And we made, they had a different regulation, but afterwards the vaccination, so that was about this season. So let me see. So wait. So it's coming, it's already in summer. So this data that all the ski resorts were open in summer time, including of the Southern Hemisphere and European glacier resorts. And the vaccination process changed everything completely. And for the coming season, what we have, all the countries will open ski resorts, all of them. Some of them with the different regulation. For example, in Italy, all the staff should be vaccinated. That's a must. I don't know how it's possible in Georgia. We can include it in our recommendation, but how it will be possible, I don't know. So in Austria, for example, Austria started the biggest marketing campaign they had. So they spent 10 million euro for marketing campaign. And so for Switzerland will be open like last year. And okay, all European countries, they are open. So we prepared the recommendation for the Georgian government. So like strategically some recommendations or some more in a small detailed recommendations, what should be done. So, and the first will be finally government should announce opening dates. All the European countries, they have already strict dates, so they are opening. So in November, December. Unfortunately, we are not announcing it. Yesterday, finally, we have some first steps how to open ski resorts. So there will be no regulation for the open ski lifts, closed ski lifts. They have 80% and so on and so on. It's already good, but so that's for example, this second recommendation. It was I think in Andorra. Free cancellation policy they offer to the visitors. So if something happened to you, COVID or something, so you can cancel free of charge. And the main thing, what we think that it's a first recommendation, the government finally should say that, yes, we operate, that will be, season will be there, it will be artificial snow or natural snow, we don't know, but it will be open. And I hope after 2 years of the very, very bad ski seasons, so finally this season will be like a relief for the ski business and industry. And I hope also that this recommendation will be somehow helpful to the government and ski resort. So, and again, I want to thank our colleagues for the nice work and for our mentor Camelia. Lisa, thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. I'm representing the part of this alliance, Georgian Restaurants Association. My name is Kote Gabrichidze. Our association on today is representing members, I mean, of more than 400 operators in Georgia. Generally, this industry accounts approximately 10,000 operators, which are fixed in the Georgian SACSTAT, this governmental statistic organization, and more than 250,000 employees in this field. A very huge business. We are suffering, I think, tourist sector more than other directions of business and economy on today. And one of our problems, what was underlined before we start working on this, it is a huge amount of documentations, rules, governmental recommendations. More than 20 beginning for it's during the 20 years, you have to find one article in one document, one paragraph in the other, and some documents are 180 pages and so on and so on. So we decide, as it was done in the tourist sector, to gather them in one document, which is understandable, written in not the language of not understandable, which are in the parliament or in the governmental organizations, and the juridical legal language. So it is absolutely understandable for any person who has contacted the kitchen and food. Even the housekeeper in her own kitchen can use this document to have the products and everything okay. So these are some main hazards which are connected with the food safety and sanitary regulations, biological, chemical, and physical hazards. And there are given in some, let's say, shortened and changed the language with understandable phrases for every person. So we decided to make the document that any person can, after reading this, understand the mission, the task, the problem, and can settle by himself, herself, this without inviting the other person from outside, which is now part of new business that the people are making the money on not understandable documents. Yeah, this is what we underlined, that starting from 2010, 2001, it's 20 state laws and regulations. Yeah, there are given, it's a little bit complicated really. There are more than, it's 20 tables which is necessary to fulfill every day, sometimes several times in a day. Temperature, process of preparing the food, and so on and so on. It's a little bit big bureaucracy, but it's by the European and normal regulation, you have to do this. So it is necessary not only, and the useful document, not only for the restaurants association, but even for the hotels which have their own catering facilities. They can use it without any problem. It's easy to do. So it's our general information about this. Yeah, and always was problem that nobody understands this problem, particularly in pieces and in whole. And after reading this document, it's a huge 67 pages only without raw documents. But after reading this, you can understand the problem. And when you speak even with the person who come from outside and helping you, you understand the topic, you understand the task, what you are working on. It's a one of the main idea. So this is our main.
So thank you very much for your very interesting presentation. If anybody has questions, we can ask them at the end. We are just a bit over time, and for the next presentation, it's going to be like 10 minutes time. And yeah, thank you very much for putting up. And it was not easy for all of you to to identify specific topics and work on them. So yeah, we are very proud to see the coalition efforts today. So thank you very much again, Nini from European Business Association. And I hope that Anna made it from Infrastructure Construction Companies Association. Can we see the online presenters, please, as well? Tushile baro ekran ze ideverti adam yeninde os online rejim shiro man saka kutsam rezi.
Hello, everyone. Can I begin?
Just a moment, Anna. I think, are we ready? Anna, we're just trying to see your video. Small technical issue. Just give us a moment. I have to say it's the first time I'm doing a hybrid event, so. Yes. Yeah, we can just do voice, but.
Anna, სამწუხაროდ არ ჩანხარ. Yeah, Anna, we cannot see you. I just saw you on the computer. You look very nice. Unfortunately, we cannot see you in a large format here, but you can start speaking. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. I hope that today was a total waste of makeup, but no problem. We will meet up again.
No, we see you already. We see you up and we finally see you, so no waste.
Great, great. So I will begin by declaring the fact how our coalition appreciates the support provided by SAIB project and especially the brilliant team, Lisa, Tina, and Erica, that did their best to help associations strengthen their capacities. I would love to be there with you guys in the conference hall, but we're hosting a workshop in ICCA's conference at the moment. And unfortunately, technologies are not developed enough to give me the possibility of being in both places I want at the same time. Hope teleportation will be the next goal for Zoom developers. Let's wish for that. So I will start by telling a bit more about our coalition. So our coalition consists of two members, Infrastructure Construction Companies Association and European Business Association. ICCA, the organization I represent, is a sectoral association for companies in the construction sector that consists of 55 members, and EBA is an association that has over 100 members, both Georgian and European companies. The reason for engaging ICCA and EBA in the coalition to work on the reform on public procurement was quite simple. Given that the largest share of the public procurement, 56% approximately, comes for construction works, and in the tender procedures, the highest competition is observed in construction tenders. Increasing transparency and healthy contest in the procurement system is one of the most important issues for the representatives of the construction sector. At the same time, it is important that the planned changes in the direction of public procurement should take into account the current challenges for businesses and be in line with EU directives and the best European standards. So it's worth mentioning that our coalition had quite effective support, not only from the SAIB side, but we have partnered with To-Do Club, an organization that has 12 years in working experience in the field of public procurement reforms in the Eastern Partnership. So I will now give possibility to Nini to go on with the presentation, and I will switch back later.
Okay, thank you, Anna, very much, and hello, everyone. Now I'm gonna brief you on our rendered activities. I'm trying to. Yeah. Okay, so here we have highlighted 5 main activities. And so the first one is preparation of questionnaire and communication with the procurement agency. Second one is interviewing ICCA and EBA members, then drafting position papers and its validation by its introduction to the EBA and ICCA members. Then organizing and conducting public-private dialogue and finalizing this position paper, and public outreach and dissemination of the information. So we are going to quickly describe each phase, each activity. So the first one is questionnaire. As I have already mentioned, we have prepared the draft questionnaire, which we have used then while we were interviewing our members. And also we have realized that it's quite beneficial to involve public procurement agency from the beginning. So we have drafted a letter and sent it to this procurement agency. And also we have held a meeting with our coalition and with procurement agency, and we have shared our views, our plans, and cooperation opportunities. And after that, we have also provided with the draft legislation, draft law on public procurement, which then we have provided, shared in our members and in our membership, and asked for their comments. So after that starts second activity, which is interviewing ICCA and EBA members. In total, we have conducted up to 30 interviews, and more than 10 sectors were interviewed. So ICCA conducted 15 interviews, and respondents were companies operating in the field of construction of roads, highways, bridges, water plants, buildings, and etc. And we have also conducted up to 15 interviews, and our respondents were European and Georgian companies from different sectors, and you can see the sectors here as well, which includes construction and infrastructure as well, manufacturing, certification, also landscape architecture. You can see that there is a wide and broad sectors. And after that, we have analyzed all these issues and all the comments that we have received while conducting interviews. And we have prepared separate analysis, and then we have merged our analysis. And with the help of our expert, we have then prepared a position paper. And we have analyzed also this draft law in compliance with the EU directive. And so you can see the contents of our position paper below. And I would like to emphasize that our expert's involvement was quite beneficial, and he has a unique experience. And he was not only directly involved in the implementation process of e-procurement, but he has experience in consulting public procurement agencies and other stakeholders in various countries and international organizations. So then we have prepared this position paper under the title of the notes and positions of the compliance of public procurement draft law with the EU directive. And regarding main findings, I guess Anna will describe it. Anna.
Thank you, Nini. Now we will talk a bit about main findings of the document. Firstly, about the structure itself. Besides notes and comments, the document has brief info, introduction, correlation table for comparing different articles from Euro Directive, Georgian draft law, and laws from Portugal and Cyprus and Ukraine. The total number of comments and notes is 18, and each note and comment includes 3 parts: the article itself that is commented on, the note, and the recommendation from coalition members. Unfortunately, due to the format of today's presentation, it would be impossible to share all the notes and comments that have been prepared by our coalition. Nevertheless, we will share this document with any participant of today's meeting upon request, because we think that that would be interesting for different associations. Several topics have been raised in the documents concerning the following facts from the draft law, including the following. The issue of a more equal and more equitable contract is not resolved in the draft law. The draft law decreases the level of transparency and increases the risk of corruption. The number of procedures and text increases significantly. the content of certain norms is not clear and allows for a very broad interpretation in some cases. Directives are automatically copied without adaptation, and as a result, unfair and sometimes inadequate sanctions and norms are often encountered. I think that it would be really effective for you guys to read our recommendations, and maybe later we will find some connections between each other and between each other's thoughts. So next, the public-private dialogue itself. Public-private dialogue was organized to present the position paper prepared by the coalition and was held on the 20th of October in the conference hall of Czech Republic Embassy in Georgia. Due to the COVID regulations, the format of the meeting was hybrid and most of the guests attended with a Zoom platform. We had approximately 50 guests in total, including ICCA and EBA representatives, representatives from different European embassies, partner BSOs, and the Business Ombudsman's Office. The interaction level of the event was quite effective. We're happy with that. We've got quite interesting comments, not only on the event, but also as feedback calls and emails later from different guests and organizations. Of course, the most noteworthy comments were from the Public Procurement Agency and the Office of the Business Ombudsman of Georgia. Both organizations have read the document and declared its willingness to further elaborate on the topics from the position paper with the coalition members. And last slide, the public outreach. The information about the event and main findings of the position paper was transmitted in one of the most popular business programs in Georgia. Were also printed in the online media web platform and published on the web and social channels of associations and our associations and the Embassy of Czech Republic in Georgia. We also prepared a short video of event, and it will be published very soon on our social media also, and you will see more information about the event itself. So I think that is it. And once more, many thanks for the experience to our partner, EBA and SAIP, of course. And of course, to all of you guys listening to your project's results gave us additional incentive for further development and for new ideas for our associations. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Nini, for a wonderful presentation. It was very interesting to hear your success story and all the paths that you went through, and yeah, thank you very much for everything. So the next presenter here, we have Georgian Distribution Business Association and Producers Federations together.
I don't need.
It's for the video.
Hello, everybody. At first, I would like to thank SAIP organization for the great experience. So prices increase year by year, and one of the reason of this what I'd like to share our success story. So here is with me Nicholas Hundzakishvili. So he is the vice president of Georgian Federation, Georgian Producers Federation. So it's our coalition together. So now, so I'd like to share our success story. Our coalition consists of two organizations: Georgian Producers Federation and Georgian Distributors Federation. So our advocacy addresses the main challenges for our member companies as well as other associations of our business sector. Business relations between distributor companies and retailers are not regulated in Georgia today, but So we have the examples from Europe and from Central Asia. It's regulated there, and it's a huge problem today for us. Over the past few years, the share of organized markets will grow up than 60%, while retailers' power and unreasonable request consist intensified it. A large retailers represent more than half of whole market. Distributors don't have bargaining power, and they have to agree on term and condition of contracts. Otherwise, they will lose partners. That's the main problem for us, and we have no small markets for today. So it's just a chain supermarkets. All of you know this: Nicora, Two Steps, Carrefour, Goodwill, and that's all, unfortunately. So sign contracts including enslaving condition for distributors to cover additional costs such as enter fee, cashback, and so on. Primary result of these processes increase prices for products. So everyone, you feel in your pockets that's every year prices increase. And one of the reasons is really that one. So lack of appropriated legislation and enforcement mechanisms to regulate the market relationship and contract between producers and supply chain cause the least different challenges for producers: late payment, dumping, lack of communications, and delayed responses from retailers. Retailers have unreasonable requests obliging distributors to cover additional costs. Most of companies working under based of on-sale contract don't have information about their stocks in supermarkets. Can you imagine that? So we see the only resolution of this problem by creating effective legislative framework regulating relationship between distributors, local producers, and importers and retailers, of course. So in order to address existing challenges, we start our activities all together, including research and media campaign. One of the most crucial part of the advocacy was media campaign, as it enabled us to raise awareness among business representatives and all the stakeholders throughout social media pages as well as mass media. With the framework of the agreement, all our advocacy company was being covered by different media channels of BMG that accelerated our advocacy and increased the effectiveness of our activities. Together with our consultant Nexia TA, we did research our relationship between Georgian distributors and retailers, including existing challenges on the market, as well as international examples, best practices, and legal foundation. The result of finding of the research was being presented at the business forum. So on the July the 8th, our coalition organized business forum, customer market, challenges and development perspective. The forum was attended by representatives of legislative and executive authorities, head of local manufacturers, retail association together with the member companies, distributor companies, and invited experts also. The first part of the event was dedicated to the exciting problems, legal assessment, and overview of international practice. In the second half, a discussion took place between the representatives of distributor and retail companies. Forum made it clear that there possibility for fruitful discussion between the retailers and distributors in order to respond exciting challenges on the market is a short period of time. Creating mediation council was proposed. In order to discuss details and further develop to concept of the mediation council, our coalition organized follow-up event. The event was attended by the head of GDBA, Georgian Producer Federation and Retail Association, as well their member companies. The event was also attended by the acting business ombudsman of Georgia, head of the competition agency, and his deputy, mediated by G&J Consulars Manager Partner. The parties expressed readiness to introduce the institution of mediation, which will allow companies to settle disputes throughout and neutral mediator. The both side research a consensus that the right decision is to sign a memorandum between them. So today we are working, and maybe in a few months to the end of the year we sign memorandum, and it helps us between low count, because it's needed, I think it's few years, unfortunately. So that's the main problem. So together with different things given by SAIP team members, we had permanent meetings with our individual mentor, Erica Proof. So hello, Erica. She did mini research for us and share international experience on similar issues and the issue for our advocacy project, and it's really helped us. It was great. Erica also helped us to improve our project plan skills and the way of result-oriented collaboration with the framework of coalition. All the specific objects, such as beginning of the project in successful issue by the corporation, the Council of Mediation established, network of partner organization increased, advocacy skills improved. So it's great. GDBA, as well, Georgian Producer Federation, have their own mission and more tailored further plans, but we are going to continue working as a coalition in order to complete achieved advocacy goal and establish strong legal and practical framework for business relation between distributor and retail companies. So that's the last one. And at the end, I would like to thank SAIP team for a great generosity. So your support helped to further our missions throughout different projects. We are happy to be part of the SAIP Georgian family, and so I would like to wish success for all the coalition and associations represented here, as well as SAIP team. And also, I hope that our cooperation with SAIP will continue in future, and will be happy new project with SAIP team in Georgia. So thank you, SAIP, very much, and it was really great to work with you. And thank you, Tina. Thank you, Tina. So if you have some questions, I don't know. But so I think that our campaign will help to stop increased prices for in the future. Really, my dears, it's a really big problem. So
hello, everyone. I will add some few words. I represent the Georgian Producers Federation. At the same time, I'm the director of one of the largest company in Georgia, but I'm not representing in this case my company, as I'm the big guy in that respect, and we do not have that kind of problem. But our focus here is SMEs, and the problem is very sharp. The problem as of today is that the big guys, supermarket chains, have the approach, take it or leave it. So we need to change this paradigm. So therefore, we need this kind of projects. We need a mass campaign. We need the awareness raising. We need the government involvement. But government says that, well, guys, you are too private, sector guys, deal it. Yeah, but this is not true. In fact, that SMEs represent around 70% of the employment in the country. We say that this is the backbone of the economy, etc. And leaving them with their own, it's not a correct approach. At the same time, we do not support much regulations, etc. Self-regulating stuff which was shown here as the council mediation. This is one of the best result that we have achieved so far. Yes. Yeah, and the point is that with this kind of approach, with the engagement of each and every one of us, all the stakeholders, international organizations, government as an observer, we are not saying that, okay, please take this new regulation, copy paste from somewhere. No, we need, this is not one size fits all. We need kind of Georgian solution, but at the same time, thanks to the Georgian Distributors Business Association, retailers have created also the association. They start to be organized as well. And this is for me, for us, the best ever step that they have made. So we managed to organize that. Right now, it's very easy to talk with them. This is the first. And the second, the Mediation Council. And the third steps, I believe that would be cooperation on an equal, fair base. So thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Amelia, thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. And I'm glad to hear that you are continuing cooperation. So we cheer for you and good luck to your further achievements. The next one is Center for, well, actually ICDC, HRPA, Professionals Association, and Retailers Association. The floor is yours. Thank you.
I will check the file. Okay, great. So, yeah. Good morning, not good morning, maybe good afternoon already, everyone. I'd like to express our gratitude. I'd like to express our gratitude once again towards the SIPE team, Tina, Lisa, our dear mentors, and toward you, the associations who always share their experiences, and we're excited to hear all of your successes. So now I'll try to briefly share our coalition accomplishments, the goals, and our future plans. Oh, wait, okay. So our coalition members, as Tina mentioned, it's Human Resources Professionals Association, it's Georgian Retailers Association, and Institutional and Capacity Development Center. I'll very briefly describe all of them and then go through the accomplishments. So HRPA, that I represent today, is the union of professionals and the development platform for the professionals who operate in human resources management and organizational development field. And we have currently more than 100 members. Georgian Retailers Association, that unfortunately their representatives are not with us today, but they integrate small stores and supermarket chains, and they try to provide their members with different assistance like trainings, legal assistance, assistance in preparing for new regulations, mediation with government, and they have more than 900 members currently. And Institutional and Capacity Development Center that is founded by leading experts, has a wealth portfolio in successfully implemented projects in with international and local organizations. And ICDC also unites different communities, and in total it's more than 3,700. So we basically, I will continue without it. So basically we today refer the following topics, which is goals of our coalition, the accomplishments that we have achieved, and our future plans. So actually, our coalition of HRPA, GRA, and ICDC was concentrated on the labor legislation. So labor reform launched in Georgia, as you know, in 2019, and the labor code was changed. And of course, after all, secondary legislation of labor code was also changed. Of course, these changes affect our association members, but unfortunately, our associations are not engaged in the process of these legislative changes. So that's why we decided to address these issues. What was the main part of our concentration? It was basically the Work Time Registration Act and the Labor Inspection Law. So basically, the main government entity that operates in these terms is Ministry of Labor, Health and Social Affairs that has its social partners, but our associations and many other stakeholders are not included in these social dialogue platforms. That's why the regulations are not always practical and tailor-made to those stakeholders, and their interests are not always integrated in those changes. That's why we decided to address those issues and create task forces and conduct a lot of meetings in order to identify issues and then identify possible solutions of those issues. So we concentrated on the Work Time Registration Act as you know, obliges business companies to register working time for each and every employee. And another concentration for us was the Labor Inspection Law. As you know, Labor Inspection is the agency and the entity that can impose sanctions to those business companies that do not abide the law or is out of regulation. So what we set as goals, and we started to operate in various directions. The first one was the communication plan, communication strategy outline, to have very structured internal and external communication strategy. And after that, also we planned and implemented communication campaign. It was basically for awareness raising campaign. And we conducted and we addressed different topics that was like discrimination, work time registration, labor inspection, the freedom of employees unity, and also the termination of labor contracts, the most challenging issues that business companies and HR professionals have. And also we made the video for the summarizing of the project as well. After that, I think it was one of the best practices and successful example that we also developed step-by-step defined public policy advocacy agenda. That is not very common practice in Georgian association everyday life. So this document, I think, helped us and our members, coalition members and the association members and the general public to have a very clear idea what is our issues that we are addressing, how we see the solution, what will be the outcomes of those solutions, what are our future plans, what is the importance of the labor reform in general, and how can our coalition contribute this labor reform. So I think it was a very comprehensive document that really outlined our success story once again. Another thing was organizing panel discussions and workshops, and we organized more than 15 workshops and panel discussions with HR professionals and retail representatives. And once again, the main idea was to articulate and identify the main challenges, the main issues, and possible outcomes. And we conducted those meetings in order to combine all these different ideas of HR professionals and retail representatives. Of course, it was hybrid, like our today's event in most cases. And as a result, we developed a recommendation package. So alternative solutions that our coalition drafted. And of course, I have to outline once again that these recommendations are in a legal format, which means that it makes much more easier for government agencies and representatives to integrate our alternative solutions in the existing legislation, like with one click, as we always say, because yeah, we made it the most easiest way as we could. And we, of course, officially handed over those recommendations to the relevant government agencies, and we will follow up in the future as well. So we believe that these alternative initiatives that our coalition developed will further contribute existing legislation and will help government agencies to find the gaps and change the existing legislation in a way to be to foresee all these interests of different stakeholders. So I would like to ask Maga and Sergo to address the words, please.
Thank you, Salome, for your presentation. I want to say many thanks that I'm very happy that I've met several years ago to Tina, and she offered to participate in SIP projects. Thank you, Tina, so much. And today we have, and we can represent our results. So Salome, thank you for your presentation. And we always think about the sustainability of the project, and we have very good example already of cooperation as a coalition, and we are continuing to join our partner organization association and to move forward and to follow up the processes and to continue work in this regards. And thank you for, and I want to use this opportunity and to say many thanks also to our amazing experts, amazing mentors, because I remember every our meetings when we established HRPA, we wanted to do everything, and Camelia said, come on guys, and let's think about prioritization, and let's think about the services. And this was a huge work from the Camelia, and we have very successful experience. And I would like to say many thanks to all the overall SIP project for this.
Thank you so much, Makam. Thank you, Salome, for presenting so well our achievements and the final results. Hello, everyone. I'm Sergo Nozadze. It's my honor to represent the HRPA. Today, we are HR professionals who rock, actually. We decided that we have to become proactive instead of being reactive. So I think from my point of view, I want to outline the main achievement of this coalition work. First of all, no matter that we were very well engaged during the changes process in labor legislation in overall in labor reform, and still we had the feeling that we are those one who are just a task force and who can share just our practice, what's going on, what's happening, and we're just complaining instead of being proactive and play our game. So this project basically gave us amazing opportunity again to bring all of us around the round table, and instead of thinking that let's criticize and let's just say what we don't like, we decided that we have to be proactive, and in these terms, we want to establish a platform and become a platform where we will not only criticize just the reform and what we don't like, but we will elaborate the documents which will really create a value to everyone, to our counterparts, to our members, even to the government, because still it's very huge job and it's quite difficult from the government side also to collect all this data and information and to provide such kind of legislative acts which will be more or less suitable for everyone. So because itself the business is multi sectorial and there is a huge fields and many fields combined. So we decided that we will be proactive. We will elaborate these documents and we will become a platform for the government as well. And we will provide our very practical solutions and recommendations how these problems will be solved. And instead of just criticizing, we elaborated amazing 9 amendments, 9 documents package, which is already introduced to the government. So we call it as a joke, one-click package. Government entities, they are not in need now to sit down and collect the data and provide amendments, but they they are just they want to just sign this document and everything will be just on place. So I want to use this opportunity to thank SAIP. This is our second chance to play our game in this project, and basically this was our first experience because when we've been engaged in the process, we were just several months age as an association. So step by step, Camelia was mentioned, our first mentors, and Erika, another mentor. We gained amazing experience, and we managed to show everyone that being together as an association and even as a coalition can make a big game. So thank you, everyone, and wish you all the best.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. And we've seen the videos also on the labor issue. So thank you very much. And thank you for posting, time by time on Facebook, your updates and your successes. So thanks for that. The next presenter is Trainers Association and Employers Association. We should also be able to see Lasha. Lasha, once again, thank you for joining us. Lasha has COVID, so he was unable to come, but he is able to join us online. And yeah, thank you for making it.
Hello to everyone.
Lasha, great to hear you. We don't see you yet, but yeah.
You can hear my voice. No problem.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh my God, face-to-face communication is so precious, and I'm very, very excited. So dear ladies and gentlemen, today I have the honor to present the results, goals, and achievements of 2% Campaign Law Initiative. And the content of speech will be what was our goal, what we have achieved, what our plans are all about, and one thing, it will be the hardest part to name only one thing that we have gained from SAIP. Well, our goal was to raise awareness about introducing in Georgia a new mechanism of funding of civic society organizations, which is a 2% allocation from the citizens' income taxes. Well, we had media coverage and media visibility. We tried to raise awareness. We had meetings with politicians, with organizations, up to 60 organizations, face-to-face or online, even SAIP members. And yes, I've been on TV many, many times. 10 times media coverage, number of organizations that we covered, 60 people reached through social media, was more than 50,000 people engaged, were up to 12,000. But my grandma would say that do more than you promised. And today I want to announce exclusively historical moment that I will share with you. And at the beginning, it was almost impossible, but word itself impossible says that I'm possible. So what we have done, we have prepared the law of 2% initiative with our lawyers and experts. We have worked very, very hard to make it the document for the parliament. We spent more than 3 weeks with meetings, with worked with it day and night. That's why today my face doesn't look so fresh. But that's not enough. Yesterday, we have initiated this in Parliament. So this document is not, it's the draft. And you know that during elections, when nobody cares, we made them care. And Deputy Chairman of Law and Processes, on behalf of us, has initiated document. And author of the initiative is Trainers Association. I cannot hide that I'm very proud because we haven't done it for us, but we did it for each civic organization in Georgia. So I really want to congratulate not only myself, but each of you who plays a huge role in our civic society's development. Because on one hand, this is a great chance for income taxpayers to dedicate their effort and to run with the government where to invest this money. And on the other hand, we can make huge changes and support not only charity organizations, not maybe only church, but each of you who work so hard. So now it's, I think, up to you to demonstrate to our parliament our will, how strong we are and how strong is our will. Well, we also made research with the Research Center of Parliament, which is one of the strongest institute in Georgia. And we asked them, instead of like criticizing us, to support. And during elections, even we met some people on protests, some people in buildings, but we did it. Raise awareness in 2% campaign, and we covered 60 organizations in social media. We covered more than 50,000 people. Maybe TikTok would do better, but anyway, it's the formal way. Phase 2, we prepared the initiative with one of the strongest lawyers in Georgia. Later on, we registered the initiative on 20th October in 2001. And phase 4 is to enlarge the number of coalition members so as to convince Parliament to take this initiative. So each of you are welcome. Well, no pain, no gain. When we started this initiative, some people laughed, some people didn't believe, but we did it. And I do believe that in 2024, we'll have this law in Georgia, and you will be the people who will have their strong power, who played this role in our history. And one thing that we have gained from being the part of the coalition, even communication with Sunshine Tina or with Camelia, who is really very supportive and helpful, would be enough for me. And I should be very, very sincere. I'm originally from Kakheti, and I should say that, you know, I'm a person who has never, ever applied for any grant. I'm a person who has never ever believed for any kind of donations. I'm a person who has hundreds of initiatives, but I always told myself that you are not alone. And Saif brought me faith that I'm not alone. Saif brought me faith that you are not alone. So we are not alone, and together we're much more stronger. And I want to thank for this faith, because no initiative can be implemented without faith. So I do believe that, yes, we did, yes, we can, and yes, we will. So now I want to give speech to Lasha Labadze, and if Camelia, you are not against, I want to give speech to our dear Camelia. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Tamar. I do not know what I can add after your speech. So I want to say hello to everyone. Say thank to Saif for supporting us, supporting whole Georgia, and I believe that as we will have more strong and strong associations, our country will develop as we want. So about the 2% law, I believe that it will work, and it will start in 2024, and it will beneficiary and possibility for all civil society organizations, and this will beneficiary for all the country. So I want to thank once again to Saif, to your great staff, to great mentors, especially to Camelia. She's always giving us very useful recommendations, and I hope that all projects we see now here will successful in nearest future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Camelia, would you like to add anything to this motivational speech that Tamar made and Lasha? And it's
only
just
one
unbelievable.
Only one thing, because I want, now it's your moment, but just this particular initiative of the 2% law is for everybody. And I think that the more pressure and more association participating, it will mean a difference. This is something that will change the landscape, the approach, the influence and the power of business, not only business association, of civil society associations. So think about that. This is something that definitely deserves a broad push, broad support, and broad participation. That's it.
Thank you very much, Camelia. And yeah, once again, Tamar, thank you. It was so motivating. Like this speech was very motivational. And Lasha, thank you for your efforts that you did such a great job on this. And our largest coalition, which is going to present, it's going to be agritourism, Elkana, floriculture, and the fourth one is Georgian Farmers Association. Katie is online with us today. I think Khatuna, florist, is also online. So it will be great to see you all together.
Thank you. So, is it next? Okay. Thank you very much. And I would like to join the rest of the team in thanking SAIP for giving us this opportunity to participate in this initiative. For Elkana and Gara, it was our first involvement with this project. And honestly saying, I was a little bit skeptical when we started this coalition. I couldn't imagine that the 4 organizations could get together and work together, because with different timelines, different objectives, it was difficult, honestly saying. But thanks to Carmen, who didn't let us relax too much and got us stuck to the action plan and got us motivated. Thank you. You are really excellent coach, and thank you for that. So just to
so 1 second, Russo, sorry. Katie, can you please speak so we can select you only, so you are only here, the only one on the screen, so Russo can see the presentation. Can you say anything, Katie? Katie, I don't know if she.
Hello,
Yeah,
Tina. Hello, everybody. I can hear you well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We won't take much of your time, just briefly. We were 4 organizations involved. It's Georgian Agritourism Regional Association, it's Georgian Farmers Association, Association Elkana, and Florist Association. And our objective when we got together was just to work to engage and support small farmers, get more access to Georgian state support programs like Enterprise Georgia or the Produce Targe Momavali and stuff like that. So that was the initial objective. And the what we planned during our activities is just initially we made the stakeholder analysis and did the mapping our stakeholders, who to target and who to contact, then conducted desk research of ongoing programs, and then did the survey of our members to identify their challenges and problems in participating in such kind of activities. And then we developed a policy brief. And finally, we organized a roundtable discussion with the decision makers, government entities, and finally, we had the interview and media coverage also of our findings and recommendations. So briefly, Elena will talk about the findings and recommendations that we finally came to.
Thank you, Russo. I also want to start with thanking Saip, Tina, Lisa, and Carmen, who was really a great mentor. And it was a lot of fun to work together with the 4 organizations. It was also, as like Russo said, our first experience to work with almost the key organizations together. And I think it's a very good precedent that the organizations who work on rural development in Georgia come together and discuss what are the problems, etc. And I hope that this, and we also have discussed this, that this is just beginning, and we will have many more initiatives together. Now about the findings. The problem with, you know that Georgian government runs several programs which support business entities in Georgia to in rural areas to to have access to cheap credit and or to grants for planting the orchards or doing another agricultural or like rural business. But unfortunately, out of we in Georgia have many smallholder farmers, about 570,000 farmers who have about 1.2 hectare of land, and these farming entities really need a more broader support and more targeted support, because it's very important that investment comes from outside, but it's also important that farmers are not left in the hands of the microfinance products, which are very expensive and which keep them always poor, because they take something for a loan in spring, as a loan in spring, when they have shortage of money to pay their work, and then later they pay back almost everything they gain. So, and next year they also take the same amount of small credit, and they have never the possibility to increase. So that's why our research was very much focused on finding whether a government is really looking into how these programs reaching small farmers, and whether these are there are possibilities to improve. And unfortunately, we found that there are several problems, like in monitoring system, for example, in monitoring and evaluation system, that overall numbers are monitored, but there is no deep look into who is taking this, who is benefiting from this program, and how this can be improved, especially when it comes to youth, rural population, mountain regions, women, etc., or startups. Another problem was insufficient information campaign, that the information is in many cases not available to those who are in need to be informed. And there is a broader problem of land registration issues in Georgia, land fragmentation, therefore this results in the limited access. This was the list of recommendations is that we have to improve the information about the government programs, reach farmers in remote areas and speak with them in their language. And for this we can develop guidebooks. There should be a more discussion how we target these smallholders, how it is possible to reach these farmers which are active in the, because some part of the population is not active in the rural areas, but there is a part which is active and which has potential to develop, how we reach those people and how we help those people. And for this, we need an improved evaluation and as an evaluation system. The key is to complete the land registration problem in the country to ensure tenure security. It's very important to have also to have harvesting programs and storage support programs for the farmers. This really will result in increased production, poverty reduction in rural area, decreased migration to urban areas, and commercialization of business farms, so subsistence farms. So this is.
Katie, do you want to add anything to this presentation?
Yes, I would like to hello everybody again and thank you to the coalition and the SIPE program to giving this opportunity. And I also would like to add that the feedback from the participants and stakeholders about our presentation of policy brief, it was very good feedback. They wrote emails, also provided some information and expressed willingness to start working on this issue. So we found out that the topic is really interesting for stakeholders. I mean, the microfinance organizations, also the farmers and the associations. So we would like to continue working on this topic in the future as well. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Katie, and thank you, Russo and Elena, for a wonderful presentation and useful materials that I'm sure that farmers will help farmers to have more access to support. So that's great. Thank you very much. So now there is, I'm going to give a floor to our wonderful mentors, and at the end, I just would ask you to stay because we have a photo that would like to have a group photo, and then there's a lunch. So the floor is yours, dear Camelia and Carmen, and I'm so happy that you've done such a wonderful job and we've seen it today together. So congratulations to you and congratulations to all of you that did this together. It's a group, it's a teamwork. It's just impossible to do it one way. So please.
No, thank you. Carmen, do you want to go first? Okay, so first of all, I will start with congratulations. You know, it is amazing to see. I'm looking back, we started working together not 1 year ago, but 4 years ago, right? So I'm able to see who you are right now. You are amazing organizations that made, you know, I'm not saying about the progress, I'm saying about who you are right now. You are organizations who know who you are, you know what you're doing, and you make the changes. I mean, this is extraordinary. This is who you are today, and I think that more things are to come for you. So having said that, my next thing is to be sorry, I cannot be there. I am in the neighborhood, I'm in Caucasus, I'm in Baku, but not in Tbilisi, which is something that I would love to be there, but it's not possible. I hope to be there and have a chance to work with you in the future, because I want to tell you all how appreciative I am about your work, about your accomplishments, and about allowing me to be part of this. Now, a few words about coalitions, right? Because this is what we are here to celebrate, your work as a coalition. Some of your coalition, right now you have small coalitions where you can decide. I see that many of you want to continue. It's work to be done. It's work to be continued. So This is your decision. Grow your coalition, bring more supporters, bring more organization around your goal, because it is important to make the changes in Georgia. And coalitions are about behavior. It's about human behavior and it's about institutional behavior. It's about human dynamics and institutional dynamics. And this is the game changer. What you have done, and just seeing, presenting how professional your presentation were, how you have designed and implementing a real advocacy process with professional approach. This shows me that, and it tells me that you know how to play the game, just to quote Sergo. And I just, in the first presentation, we heard from Anna that it was an advocacy push. Yes, it was the push. I think that this push came 4 years ago when we started the programs, the Strong Association, Strong Advocate, and look, now you're playing the game and you're playing the game professionally. So congratulations and all the best in the future. Thank you.
Everybody, I am very happy to be here with you today and to listen to all these lovely presentations. It's too bad that I could not be there in person to see you. I hope we will be able to see each other again in the near future, whenever the conditions will be favorable. I would like to also say that it's been an incredible journey, and you have made big progress. And what I have heard today is extremely encouraging. So congratulations to all the coalitions for the hard work so far, and good luck with the remaining work, which is a lot. I would like to encourage you to continue to collaborate in this and in other initiatives. Please continue to use the lessons that you have learned and the process that you have used in this initiative. These are, I believe, valuable lessons that you can replicate for any advocacy topic, for any initiative in the future. I would also like to highlight one thing that I heard over and over today, the fact that together you are stronger. And that's a very valuable thing to build on, to continue working together in the future. I think the presentations that we heard earlier are a very good illustration of one of my favorite quotes. And with your permission, I'm going to read it. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And you have spoken eloquently about how you are changing the world for your members, for the civil society in Georgia, and I would say for a better Georgia, for a brighter future for Georgia. You are changing the world for the farmers. You are changing the world for the many players in the tourism sector. You are changing the world for people in the handicrafts. You are changing the world of education, the world of business relations between distributors and retailers. You are a group of small group of committed people who are making change. And I have been honored and glad to be part of your journey. Good luck. I hope we'll see each other soon.
That was great. Thank you very much, dear Carmen and dear Camelia. And thank you everyone for your efforts. It's been a really great journey. I'm looking forward to the future success stories. It's not, like the end and that we are not going to see each other or something like that. So we will keep in touch and be checking upon you, like, how are you doing? How is everything going? So thank you very much for being the part of this wonderful project and for the results, amazing results that we've seen today. I was so impressed and so proud of you to see everything, so, and yeah, together with Lisa, we were discussing how challenging it was to work in the coalitions, because coalition is not an easy part. And I've seen the challenges and the results that was today. You make it seem so easy, that was so easily done in this short period of time. It was not easy at all. So thank you for your faith. Thank you for your efforts and all of these, like superpowers that you have shown us today, together with our wonderful mentors. And I wish Erica was here with us too, because you three of you did a great job. So congratulations. I just want to say to congratulate you on this wonderful achievement. And yeah, I don't know what to say, what else to say. So thank you again. Thanks again. And we deserve to have a very good, happy photo together now and a lunch. So thank you everyone for joining us. Lasha, Keti, thank you very much. And there is somebody else. So from ICCA, it's Anna. Yeah, okay. Thank you everyone. And
you,
I'll just wait for you.